Hello and welcome everyone. It is Thursday, October 25th, 2018. Yesterday was New Comic Book Day, best day of the week, so it is time for another new comic haul video. Thanks again to all my subscribers. Really appreciate you watching my videos and sending me comments. I've been kind of getting behind on my comments, so I will try to answer everybody this week. And as usual, I want to do a shout out to a comic shop. This time, one of my subscribers, Nola Nerd, he asked if I give a shout out to his shop, Big Easy Comics. They're down in New Orleans. Actually, Covington, Louisiana. So I don't know if that's just outside New Orleans, but anyways, there's images on the screen of the outside and inside. Looks like a cool shop. They got comics and toys and everything else in there, so it looks awesome. Big Easy Comics. Address and phone numbers down in the comments. If you're in the area, stop by and check them out. So that is my shout out for shop this week. And as far as books go, I picked up a few books this week that I had ordered a while ago. So last week I didn't get Shades of Magic #1, so I got cover A, and I think this one is cover B. I'm not sure. It might be C. I'm not 100% sure, but the UPC's on the back, so I can't check. And this is one I bought just because I love World War II planes, and that's got the BF-109 on the front with the Battle of Britain markings on it. I love that one, so I had to grab that. And this one I got last week. I got a couple copies of it, but I grabbed another one because there was one sitting on the shelf. And the reason for that, if you're not aware, it's the Infinity Warp's Weapon Hex. And right at the end, you learn that Laura's got a sister. And you get an image of her on the last page, and her name is Gavril. But she wants to be called Speed Weasel. So you've got technically a first appearance of another character there, so that's a good one to get if you haven't got that one. Like I say, there was one sitting on the shelf, and I'm like, yep, I'm grabbing that. So I did, and adding that one to the box, because you never know where that's going to go. If it goes anywhere, who knows, but for cover price, can't go wrong with that. And my shop was digging through the bins. I found another Thor 700 cover A, and as you're well aware, that's the first appearance of Black Galactus and Ego the Necro World. And then last week, as soon as I got home, I called my shop and had them pull a couple more copies of Thor #6 for me, cover A. It's an awesome cover, but it's also, as you're all well aware, the first appearance of Loki, the Necro God. So had to get that. So that's a couple things from the past few weeks I grabbed. As far as independents go this week, Predator Hunters 2 #3 was out. It's the third part of the... There's still no War Dogs. Man, I'm really hoping the War Dogs show up. And that's... I don't know why I got this thing for the War Dogs, but I really want to see them. So, anyways, another from Dark Horse. I got Whispering Dark. I haven't read it yet, but I flipped through it. It actually looks pretty decent, so that one looks kind of cool. I love the cover, how they got the skull kind of even in the skull face of the moon. Looks pretty awesome. Cold Spots, #3. Been enjoying that series. I only grabbed cover A. Cover B didn't strike me all that great, so I didn't buy it. Beyonders #3. This is what I've really been enjoying. I like how it's got kind of rolls the whole conspiracy theory and mythology and history and everything all into the story. It's really cool. I really like that one, so that's what I'm going to definitely keep going with. Lodger #1. Got that from Black Crown. Have not read it. I don't know what that's going to be like, but I grab all the #1s anyways. So, grab Dead Kings #1. I got 2 copies of cover A, and I got 2 copies of cover B. And this was one of my picks for the week. Aftershock comics normally are really good, and I have to be honest. I had really high hopes for this one, or high expectations, I should say. And I read it, and it's a good story, but I just find the artwork was a little... I want to say on the gritty side, and it's the first issue seemed to be dealing with all setting up the characters and the I don't know. It was okay. I'm gonna say it was okay. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but I'm gonna keep going with it just to see where it goes. Mars Attacks #1. I got cover A, and then I got 2 copies of the cover B. I really like this one. There's a few other covers. I didn't pick them up, but I really like that one, so I grabbed a few of those. And then my last independent, and one I highly suggest you get if you can. I haven't seen a lot of people showing these. I know they're hard to come by, but Got a few copies of the Rejected #1, the second print, and man, is that a good book to get. That was one of my picks for the week. Well, it was my key of the week on the Key Collector Comics app. And definitely one of my picks last week, too. That is a really good one. If you find that one in your shop, buy it. That's all I can say to you. So, I got those for cover price for my shop. I had them order them in for me. So, that is a really, really good one. From DC, grab Justice League Odyssey. Got the foil and the variant for that one. I have not read it. Like I say, I really enjoyed Justice League and Justice League Dark. Issue #1 of this wasn't the greatest, but I'm going to give it a few issues to see how it goes. Flash 57, I grabbed just the cover B. I really like that cover. It's a cool looking cover. Detective Comics 991. This has been really good. I've said it a couple times. I think it's better than the Batman run right now, so definitely going to keep going with that. And we're getting close to 1,000, as you're all well aware. We're only 9 issues away, so I'm looking forward to that. Titans 28, that was another prelude or prelude to Drowned Earth. So you had the two Justice League and Aquaman last week, and this one are all preludes, and then it starts, I believe, next week. So we'll get looking forward. It was actually a decent story, so I'm looking forward to it. Old Lady Harley #1, just grabbed the one cover. Haven't read it, but I'll probably, it's only a 5-issue miniseries, so I'll probably just grab one for each issue in that one. Raven, Daughters of Darkness #9. I really like the cover on that, so I had to buy it, but it's pretty cool. I did read through it. It actually wasn't too bad. I might actually keep going with that series for a bit. It's funny how I didn't pick that one up when it first came out, but it's actually not bad. Action Comics 1004 with the foil and the variant for that. And the cool thing with this, I'm going to show you image in here. The story's okay. It's kind of dealing with Lois and Superman and that, but right at the end, you learn that next issue, the Red Cloud is revealed. So that that villain, the Red Cloud, that's been kind of making these little appearances in comics the last few issues, is going to be revealed in the next issue, 1005 of Action Comics. So that's one you're definitely going to want to get. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's been pretty good so far. I've never been a huge Superman fan, but I haven't been minding that story so far. Like a lot of you I'm loving this Witching Hour storyline. So Wonder Woman 57 grabbed cover A, and that really nice Jenny Friesen cover B. I was hoping to grab a couple more, but they were all gone in my shop, and I didn't get in there right at 11 when I usually do when they open up, and yeah, I missed out, but I still got my one, so that's all good. This one was pretty good, actually. Batman Beyond 25. It's a big, thick book, too. Got 2 of the regular cover and 2 of the variants in that one. And it's pretty good. I'm going to show a couple images. It's funny, you know, I haven't been reading the Batman Beyond all the way along. I started probably, I don't know, several months ago. I think issue 20. But they kind of go, they kind of have a flashback, and they're showing Batman and Robin fighting the Joker and stuff. And then right at the end, you get an image of the original Joker, because this is in the future. And he looks all old and wrinkled and stuff, but it's a pretty cool image. So yeah, the next issue, River of Blood, that's going to be a good one. So I think he's on the cover too, if I remember right. For 26, the Joker is on the cover itself, so that's going to be a good one to get. That is it for DC. Got a bunch of stuff from Marvel as usual. About the same as DC. Actually, I think a little less. I think I grabbed more DC this week. Return Wolverine #2. I grabbed that, and you know, have you guys seen the uniform he's wearing? To me, it looks like he's a waiter. I got to show you that. I don't know. It honestly, to me, looks like a waiter from a restaurant. I don't. This outfit he's wearing here with the flat, I don't know. I think he looks like a waiter from a high-end restaurant or something. Yeah, anyways, it was okay. It wasn't a bad story, and his hot claws come out and stuff, so we'll see where it goes. But I just, you know, if you had somebody like Jason Aaron or Donny Cates or some of these top writers writing that, man, that would be so good. Jeez. And Charles Soule, I mean, he's okay, but I'm not a big fan of it. What if Thor was raised by frost giants? Just the cover A. I did not like the cover B for that. Picked up my Moon Girl 36, a couple copies of that. I'm trying to get 2 copies of every issue. I've got them all the way back to like 25, so a bunch of good ones in there. Sleepwalker number 2. I believe that's a 4-parter for Sleepwalker, and it's actually been pretty good. Some good stuff popping up in these Infinity Warps. Soldier Supreme number 2, got that one. Infinity Warps, Arachnite. Just grabbed the one cover. I know there's a ton of covers for all these, but I'm only grabbing the A's for most of these. Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider. I only grabbed the cover A. I'm not going to go. I know there was some really nice variants for some of these, but I was just grabbing the A's. And Spider-Girls, to be honest, I really like that cover. I mentioned that in my top picks video. That's a gorgeous cover. I really like that one, so definitely had to grab that. Spider-Geddon number 2, like a lot of you, grabbed that one. It's been pretty good, so I'm going to keep going with that. X-Men Black Juggernaut. Now, I don't know if you guys are all aware. I'm sure you are if you're reading it, but all these, they have this, so there's obviously this Juggernaut story, but at the back they have this little, this backstory, and this one's all, I mean, it's about Apocalypse, and in this one, he kind of gets a new, he gets his new form and everything, and takes over this guy's body, and basically going to start creating his own army and stuff. So it's pretty cool. It's one of those interesting little backstories that you don't know where it's going. They seem to be doing that a lot in these comics now. They did that with Requiem, where they had that one page at the beginning of all the books, and they're doing that with, they did that with in Thor with, Black Galactus and Ego the Necroworld and all that kind of stuff. It seems to be how they're kind of getting you to buy more comics. But anyways, I think it's kind of cool, actually. Spider-Man number 8, got 2 of the regular cover. Grabbed that gorgeous Battle Lines variant with the Green Goblin. Man, I love that one. And I got the J.G. Jones variant for that as well. And that is the first appearance of Odessa Drake in there. So that's, I don't know where she's going to go in the future, but that's a good one to get. And Moon Knight 22, I kind of suspected they might drop a new character in here. So I got 2 copies of, just going to get rid of some of these books, 2 copies of cover A, or sorry, 2 copies of cover B and 1 of the A. I really like this David Finch cover B. That's a really, really nice cover. I think of all the Moon Knight covers, because there was a ton of covers for this one, I think that was the best one. So yeah, I'm just going to show you another image in here, because you do get a first appearance of this guy called the False Truth. He shows up in here, and kind of a creepy looking dude, but anyways, there you go, you got him there. So if you haven't read it, now you know who he is. But yeah, he shows up in there, so it's kind of interesting. It's a full appearance too, because he's on several pages and got lines and stuff. So decent story. Like I said, I don't buy a ton of Moon Knight, but I did buy that one just because it's kind of a milestone issue, and I kind of figured they were going to drop something in there, and they did. So good one to get. A little lighter week this week as far as major keys, but that Rejected number 1, boy, I really hope you guys were able to get a copy of that one, because boy, is that a good one. So that is it for my new books this week, everybody. I do have a few things coming down the road. Just gotta throw one of these back in there for you, because man, I love that cover. That is definite pick of the week for me this week. And there was one book I wanted to get this week, but I didn't even mention in my top picks, as I was pretty sure my shop wouldn't get it. It's the Lady Death Pinups number 1. That looked really cool. One of my subscribers asked me about that, and man, if I'd found that, I would have bought it, but they just didn't have it. So coming down the road, I just mentioned Action Comics 1005. That comes out November 28th, and that is the Red Cloud is going to be revealed. Apparently on the last page you find out who it is the usual kind of thing, and then the following issue, 1006, I'm guessing will be first full appearance. But there is also a mystery crime family that's that Red Cloud is working for. That won't be revealed yet, but that'll be coming down the road as well. So that 1005 onwards, those man, I'd recommend those if you're liking Superman and you like first appearances like me. You want to get that one. It was just announced that Batman Damned #2, Jim Lee's doing another variant. He did a variant for the first issue, and there's an image on the screen of the variant for the second issue. It looks pretty cool. That comes out December 5th. Boy, there's sure a lot of time. There's a couple months between, several months between the release of these. I wish they were coming out a little sooner, but anyways. So that'll be a really good one. And somebody asked me if I think the next few issues will be worth as much as the first one, if they'll jump. And you know what? That first one was kind of one of those perfect storms where it was. I don't know that it was ordered as heavily as shops, because it was a higher price. I even talked to my shop about it. He didn't order as many. If it was a normal price comic, he would order a boatload. But because it was a higher price comic, he only ordered, a smaller amount, basically what people pre-ordered plus, a few extra ones, because he didn't want to get stuck with a whole bunch of them. And I think a lot of shops were in the same boat. So because of that, and then because of the Batwing showing up and the hype over it, and so the demand was way higher than obviously what was out there. So that's why the price jumped. But going forward, I think shops will probably order a few more copies of the next one. And I don't know that you're going to get the same kind of hype. So I really don't expect anything major to be happening with these books going forward. But then again, that all depends on what shows up in the book. Because if something crazy shows up in the book, then yeah, it can definitely shoot up. So it all depends on what's inside. So, but if it's just a #2 and it's continuation of the story, I really don't see it going up as much anyways. Another good one down the road is Avengers #10. This is going to be the 700th issue. And I'm showing the 1 for $50 cover on the screen because that's one I pre-ordered. That comes out November 14th. And this looks to be a good one because Jason Aaron is writing it. And it's going to have a new Avenger revealed. So there's going to be a new Avenger joining the team. It's got new agents of Wakanda showing up. It's got a shocking surprise from the U.S. government in there as well. So it sounds like there will be some stuff happening in there which will make the book worth getting. And I don't normally recommend higher price variants just because they are a little pricey. If you can't afford it, don't worry about it. But I would definitely grab a copy of cover A anyways if you can. It'll be probably a thicker book and might be a little higher price point, but looks like a good one to get. So that's one I definitely recommend. And I know I recommended this one a couple times. It's that Web of Venom Carnage Born #1. The only reason I'm recommending it again is because it comes out November 21st, which means the final order cutoff, I believe, is next Monday. So next week. So if you haven't pre-ordered that and you want it, talk to your shop and let them know because their final order cutoff is coming up pretty quick here for that. And that HOTS has got the Virgin variant, the 1 for 100. That's one I don't normally recommend the high price variant, high ratio variants, but that's one I recommend you get because that book's going to be, according to Cates, has got some big reveals coming in it, and that's going to tie into his whole Venom series. And it'd be kind of cool if there's some tie between Null and Carnage coming up in that. Man, that would be really cool. So yeah, that's one I definitely recommend. Last one I'm recommending, and I talked about this one before just last week, but it's the Avengers Prelude comic. There's 3-parter. These are canon for the movies, and there is a new weapon being introduced that Thanos is going to be using in the movie, which will be shown in the comic. And because it comes out before the movie, it's definitely one you want to get. So I don't even think your shop can pre-order that yet, but talk to them and let them know that, yeah, you want those comics because that's going to be a good one. The first for this last movie, it was under 10,000 print runs, so it was really low because nobody ordered them. So anyways, that's why I say if you want it, talk to your shop and get them to order it for you. That's it for this week. I hope you got a copy of the Rejected #1 second print because, man, is the price shooting up on that one. I love the cover on that. Great story, great character. Anyways, take care, everyone. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.